Hey, everybody. Greetings, salutations, and good morning. It is The Drive here, exclusively on the Fan Sports Network for your listening and viewing enjoyment, coming at you all over southern Utah, as well as the World Wide Web, streaming the show on our YouTube page. Also, you can listen on our mobile app or our website. And greetings, salutations, and good morning on a terrific Tuesday. Devin, Dixon, Paul Ratliff, and Tara Atkin. The band is back together on a Tuesday, and we are off and running, and a lot of big storylines today. I feel like, we've got some great topics today. U.S. Open, World Cup, College Baseball World Series, NBA Draft, and Brandon Sorsby. And I want to start with that, Paulie, because the Brendan Sorsby saga is officially over at Texas Tech as the quarterback intends to NFL supplemental draft later this month. The school confirmed this story last night.
That's right. And I got to feel like this is a win for the rest of the country that's not Texas Tech alums, fans, donors, whatever you may be, Red Raider Nation. I know they're growing as of the last couple of years, and realistically, since the NIL era, they've been kind of one of the villains, spending and being the top bidder for superstars all across the country. They've had a ton of talent just the last 2 years, and Sorsby was the number one player in the transfer portal, and he was reportedly given $5 million by Texas Tech. And this is a statement from Cody Campbell, their lead donor and kind of that oil money guy driving the NIL fund for the Red Raiders. And he released a statement regarding Brendan Sorsby titled "Long Live the Matadors." And the best part of this is it's a long statement talking about Brendan Sorsby's mental health battles. He was granted an injunction by a state judge in appropriate jurisdiction and restored his eligibility. But then the next paragraph, Texas Tech admits no fault here. The bottom line is that Texas Tech did absolutely nothing but act with complete integrity through the entire process. We broke no rules, no laws, and crossed no ethical guidelines. We are proud to represent a university that supports its students the way we do, especially in a growingly professional college sports world that often treats these young people like nothing more than commodities. And for me, the only reason you wanted this guy to play is he's a $5 million commodity for you. That's the reason you wanted this guy out there. You invested, you wanted the top quarterback in the portal because Baron Morton, your quarterback last year, was your undoing in the college football playoff. Played an absolutely miserable game against Oregon where they scored, I think, 3 points. I'll have to go check that. But the quarterback was their main issue last year. So for them to say they're admitting no fault here, when they were about to cross over into a land that hadn't been touched in college sports, taking a habitual gambler as your starting quarterback, an addicted, sick gambler, over 9,000 bets. This isn't just a guy that's just doing a couple parlays for fun to win some money. So for me, this is a big win for college sports. This is a big win for every other fan base besides Texas Tech, who is quickly becoming the villains of the college football and other sports worlds. They literally, Tara mentioned the $1 million softball girl. I mean, they're just going for the highest bid at every sport, and that's got to frustrate people. So for them to get, told by the Big 12, by Brett Yormark, the commissioner, say, we're going to rule you out of the Big 12 title game. You're not going to be able to play if this kid goes. They were threatening that. So then Texas Tech ultimately does the right thing. They mutually part ways is what is being reported. And Brendan Sorsby will enter the NFL supplemental.
Well, and I'm not so sure if you really are worried about the kid's well-being and his mental psyche.
Yes.
I think that this actually is a grind on the young man just as much as the allegations are. Now you have more court cases. You have the world talking about you. And so, in the letter to the fans, the Board of Regents chair, Cody Campbell.
Yeah.
I guess he's the Board of Regents chair.
I guess if you donate enough money, you get a nice title like that. So a couple years ago, this was just a regular Matador Club member, but he has ascended to now a He's on the video with the coach, the president, the AD. Like, he was in that 20-minute video explaining why Sorsby was going to play.
Yeah, when you donate the amount of money that he does, it kind of buys you some status.
That's right.
He is alumni there.
Yes.
He does seem like he's a pretty sharp guy for, you don't make money by not. Some people maybe get lucky or inherited money, but some people know how to make money and they're just smart and calculated. And this guy does come off as a very smart individual to me.
Yeah, he is.
In the few interviews that I've seen with him, and he's saying all the right things. Texas Tech's going to continue to support Sorsby. They're not going to try to get him to repay any of the amounts of money they already paid him through the NIL agreements.
Yeah. He's keeping it.
$1 million through deals already has been paid, rough estimate.
Wow, I was wondering if it was half of the 2.5 figure we'd heard, but I guess it's a little less.
Sources familiar with Sorsby's contract said he'd already earned about $1 million through deals with Tech and third-party outlets. So
probably in Lubbock and the surrounding areas.
Look, this decision ultimately was made by Brendan and his family, and it's out of practical analysis of the situation. He was probably going to lose the appeal process. It was going to be a black eye on Texas Tech continuing to fight and stand by this kid.
Yeah.
You got the country at outrage, the NCAA powerless.
Yes.
You're up to the court system, or you have till June 22nd to go in the NFL supplemental draft. He had to make a decision quick.
The timeline was short.
Yeah. He could have waited it out for another 4 or 5 days. But they were going to try to make a ruling before the season started, which would have left him potentially ineligible and not eligible to the draft, and he'd lose a whole year.
But your point about him, is it really best for him to play this year?
I don't think so.
So this is what the last paragraph of this huge letter from Cody Campbell. These same beliefs and feelings cause me great sadness as I will inform you that Brendan Sorsby will not be part of the Texas Tech football team this fall. He will be stripped of his opportunity to continue to develop as a better and stronger man, stripped of his last opportunity to compete at the highest level of college sports, and I pray that he can stay on his path to recovery.
Yeah,
so salt in the wound. It sounds like they're just crying about it.
Yeah,
I don't have any. I'm coming out of the barrel hot today, but I don't have any solace or soft feelings for Texas Tech. For a team that wants to just reset the market every year, get the top portal quarterback, throw away high school recruiting. They're the problem with college athletics.
They're playing within the rules. I don't have any problem with that. I can't disagree with you more because they are. With a loaded donor, being aggressive more so than others to compete. That's what it takes to compete nowadays.
Sure.
And so I'm not gonna until the rules change and there's a salary cap. I'm not going to. I can't whine at them. That would be counterproductive for me. That would be calling the kettle black because I was in favor of the NIL all along. But the longer we go with the less and less amount of rules added in to make it a little bit more level, you're going to continue to have schools like Texas Tech. They're not the only ones spending big money out there.
I know.
They're in the spotlight right now, which adds to that they are one of the big spenders. But look, I give Texas Tech credit actually for standing by Sorsby and fighting the good fight with him as long as they could. They were loyal to him, man, and they didn't owe him a thing. They got him in the portal just barely.
Yeah, he was a portal bandit.
He's getting his money. They're standing by him. They're putting roundtables together, talking about the well-being of the student athlete. They didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong. Sorsby did, but then they stood by him.
That's what they did wrong.
Yeah.
To try and play a kid that gambled on his own team?
Put yourself in Sorsby's shoes. And
I say it's Pete Rose playing baseball. That's what I go with.
But what if you're that troubled kid? You're Brendan Sorsby, and you just transferred to university. You sit down and you come clean. Let me finish.
All right.
And you come clean with the university. So, I made mistakes, but I am not doing that anymore. I'm so sorry. I'm here to play football. What can we do to work this out? And they're all in backing this young man who's only 22 years old, Paulie. He's only 22 years old.
Sometimes you got to take your L.
I agree.
You got to take your L.
I agree. This is best case scenario, and I'm not unhappy with the decision. But at the end of the day, I don't disrespect Texas Tech anymore for fighting for their guy. I would hope every school in the country would fight for their guy.
Yeah.
Why do you want them to just turn a cheek on a guy that chose
It's just different
them?
if your guy is a habitual gambler that gambled on games that he was involved in. You know, he was sitting on the bench in Indiana with his phone on DraftKings betting on games, and you want this guy quarterbacking your team? You trust this guy?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of kids have access to phones with gambling apps now.
You trust him, Tara?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't. She's with me. All right.
Yeah. But did he?
So you're agreeing with the Texas Tech president that says, kids in the 80s didn't have these cell phones with betting apparatuses on them, you know?
That's a fact. It's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. So I'm not going to disagree with it. I think it's an easy out excuse, but it's a fact. I mean, it is true. It is a lot easier to gamble than it used to be. It used to have to be a bookie.
I'm not denying that.
Down at the speakeasy.
Doesn't mean you got to do it, though.
You know, every Monday you squared up and doesn't mean you got to drink or smoke or do tobacco or drugs or any of the other stuff too. What makes gambling worse than a drug addict?
Because it's the cardinal rule in sports. You don't bet
still
on
an
sports.
Addict, though. It's an addiction. He's clearly an addict.
Yeah, that's what your play was. So I'm asking, what's the difference?
Because
he bet on his own team.
No, not
that's
just
why you're calling him the Pete Rose of college football.
Yes, because he bet on his own team, much like Pete Rose. And Pete Rose was just ostracized. He was never put in the hall when he was alive. Like, this guy was crushed. His whole life was just signing autographs at the Venetian. Like, his life was ruined because of that. Why isn't Sorsby's? And that's why I think they made the right decision. And there's a couple guys. We got a little video here, a little audio from 247 Sports.
Do you not believe in second chances?
I'm a believer, but at the same time, 9,000 bets. I mean, somebody's got an issue here.
Sure,
somebody's
but that
got
was
an issue.
Before he announced he would enter the treatment facility for his gambling
and
addiction,
he did a 30-day treatment.
To.
You believe in that? A 30-day treatment, and he's all good to go, ready to play once again. Let's see what this is. Blake Ruffino and Joe DeLeon.
I think we would have heard by now if he was still gambling. If he hadn't stopped this offseason, I think that would have came out of the woodworking.
I don't think you can say 100% that he's not gambling right now.
I said I think we would have heard of it. I didn't mince my words. I said I think that he is starting to go down that road to recovery, and I'm big on second chances. I believe in people.
I'm an advocate for that too.
I believe. No, you're not. No, you're not. You wanted him out.
Second chances.
You wanted him out.
If you're drinking, you're smoking, you've got some family disputes, whatever. That can all be worked through. But this has been the cardinal rule since the beginning of time in sports. You don't bet on your team.
And college athletes have to know this. They have training for this. They bring them into, initiation, and they sit them down with the athletic director, and all the student athletes have to be to mandatory meetings.
Yeah,
and they go over these laws. Yeah.
But let's let these guys react. I mean, these are two guys from 247 Sports, Blake Ruffino and Joe DeLeon. They talk about how this is the biggest win in college athletics since the NIL and portal were enacted.
Opinion. This is a massive win for college football. And I do wonder if the Big 12 doing what they did, whether it's the Oklahoma AG, the Kansas AG saying, hey, dog, we've let you do so much stuff. We've allowed eligibility passes. We've allowed pay for play. We've allowed rev share. We haven't fought any of this. But Brennan Sorsby, you went and did the one thing you can't do, and that's bet on your own games and your own teams and bet against them. And he broke the cardinal rule. This would have never gone as far as it went if Cody Campbell and Texas Tech wouldn't have backed it. And the bottom line was they should and probably would have lost their locker room if they kept fighting this. What do you mean I came here? I wanted to win the Big 12. And yet, because of one guy who quite honestly has a mental health issue, those are your words, you're going to keep me out. Joe, I got to be completely honest with you. This is, by far, I don't care what you tell me, this is the biggest win in college athletics since NIL and the portal has been enacted. Because we finally have rule of law. And there was finally something that happened that people came out and said, enough was enough. It was literally the straw that broke the camel's back.
I agree. like I said, the
I don't disagree with that.
Cardinal rule.
No, it is.
It is the cardinal rule in sports.
It is,
can affect the integrity of the game.
That's a fact.
And for the rest of the locker room to not be able to play in the Big 12 championship, why are they even there?
Yes, I agree.
You can't do that to the rest of the team.
Well, and he was considered a number 1 potential draft pick in this year's draft class. I still think the NFL is somebody's going to take a shot. His playing career, he is going to get a shot at some point in the National Football League.
Yeah, he's talented.
And look, here's where I get a little hung up on how harsh people are being. He is admitted to his mistakes. Sometimes that's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
He entered a treatment for a gambling addiction. Okay, he is making the road to recovery. Doesn't mean he should play. I'm absolutely 100% unequivocally not backing Sorsby's actions. $90,000 is a lot of dollars to be betting. That is a problem.
Yeah.
And for him to just transfer, get $5 million, and for him to appeal it and win and then go play college football, that just doesn't sit well with me. But I do think there's a second chance for everybody in life.
There's a human element.
There's a human element, and I can. All I was trying to get at is that I can somewhat. I don't. Sympathize isn't even the right word, but I can somewhat appreciate the fact that Texas Tech, a guy that they didn't have to be loyal to, that they just signed out of the portal, was at least caring enough to try to navigate through this, even at the extent they went to the black eye, the potential conferences blackballing them, the NCAA
they know
frowning
he's their
on
best
them.
chance to win. They know that. They know that he is their best chance to win.
I'm not even talking about wins on the field. I'm talking about the student-athlete experience. So many schools...
But why are they going through all these lengths? Why are they doing the 20-minute presser? Because he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. Okay.
He's really good at football.
Okay, and you would hope that they would do that for a female soccer player or their softball player.
20-minute presser? I don't know. I think this only happens when it's the star quarterback.
But it's also the sport, right? I mean, the is good. God bless the UFL, but college football is the proving ground for the NFL.
Yes.
I mean, this is where people watch the future stars that play on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And college football is beloved. We have rabid, passionate fan bases out there.
Yeah. In this state particularly, a bunch of rabid college football fans.
The NCAA had the strongest argument they could, and they still had a judge put a temporary injunction in. I mean, it is the one thing that you just really can't survive. Like you can get a DUI. You can get arrested on marijuana charges.
Yes.
You can have assault and battery in a nightclub. And you can survive those and still pay pittance and get back out on the field at some point if you're willing to rectify the situation and make amends.
Yeah.
This one, not happening, not worth fighting. I really think that the further they went, the closer to the season. I told you from day one that I did not believe that he was going to play this year. I did not believe that another judge would step in and make the same ruling as prior with the injunction.
Yeah.
So, look, it's a huge story. It's a battle over who controls college athletics. And that's why people are saying it's a win. Because college athletics has been controlled by the NCAA, and they still need to be able to rule and govern the sport and be able to implement when people break the rules, especially one as significant as this. So this is, I do agree with the big win.
But it's the human element on that side. Ray Lewis was charged with a double murder.
I know.
People forget that. People forget that there's been people that have done horrible things.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer, and he's beloved. He's beloved by a lot of people, especially in Baltimore. But,
I think Brendan probably went to Texas Tech and said, hey, I appreciate you guys. I'm sure Texas Tech went to Brendan and said, hey, we've done what we can. This is not going away. This is getting worse. The odds of you playing are so low. What's the best course of action here? I think both mutually said, you know what? We fought it long enough. We backed you. You were going to play for us, but we got to part ways. And the decision had to come before the supplemental draft. And
smoke led to fire. You knew this was going to start blazing fire.
I just want people to know that Brendan Sorsby deserves help and a second chance as a person. But I don't necessarily think he should have been able. I've never said he should be allowed to play. So I'm talking more of the human element, as you alluded to. But betting on your team is one of the brightest red lines in sports. And if that rule doesn't mean something, the integrity of the game is compromised.
Yep.
And we cannot risk that. I love the game too much. Sorry, as much as it would have been cool for Brendan Sorsby to play and have a second chance and make a run at a Heisman and maybe a national championship and overcome what has got to be grinding on him. Think about the head trash this young man has.
Oh,
His
yeah.
mistakes
Couldn't imagine.
are costing a lot of people a lot of time, blood, sweat, tears, all these things. So
And the Matador Club is out $1 million.
one of the biggest college football stories this offseason, if not the single biggest, and it's not even close.
Oh, it's definitely the most incendiary storyline in college sports and probably 5-6 years since the NIL started, really.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy stuff.
Big story. And it's not just about one quarterback. I think this story is a battle over who controls college athletics, the courts or the NCAA.
Yeah. I mean,
And that's where it was headed.
Utah's AD Mark Harlan got involved, and he sided with all the ADs of the schools. He was one of the ones that came forward and said, "Hey, we don't want them in the championship game." He was a big part of
And
that.
look, Sorsby's going to get a chance in the NFL, but he
will.
cannot go gamble again on his teams. You want to go play blackjack?
Yeah.
At the Eureka in Mesquite? Fine, Brendan. But you cannot gamble on your phone. They track everything. You cannot gamble on your phone on college athletics. You can't gamble on your teams while you're in the NFL. Whoever drafts him, I mean, there's going to have to be some pre-talk. There's going to have to be some navigating that water. There's going to have to be some confidence given to the NFL front offices of teams that are talking with him before he's drafted. Otherwise, I don't even know where he's drafted. His stock should probably fall because of these allegations.
Oh yeah, it's going to fall a ton.
That's why that's what I was getting at. He was projected, if he would have went in the draft this year, to be a potential number one pick. I don't know, day 2 pick for sure now. I don't know that anybody reaches into the first round to get this kid. He's a second or late third round pick, probably now.
Supplemental guy now.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Supplemental
would have
draft.
been. Would have
projected.
been.
Oh, if he gone, yeah.
If he had gone and been in the normal draft, maybe even a day 3 pick.
Yeah, if he was.
This is a dark cloud hanging over him, but he would have got a chance, and somebody is still going to give him a draft chance.
I would assume so, because talent rules all. So the NFL's taken a lot of bad guys in their career and are in the history of the NFL. So, and I'm not saying Sorsby's a bad guy. I just think he's kind of.
If this was
he's
your
ill. He's
brother,
sick.
would you have the same take? Tara, if this was your son, would you have the same take?
I wouldn't want my brother to play because I know that every away game he goes to,
He's going to get rattled.
He's going to just get hazed like crazy. I mean, it's going to be terrible. People call him the hotel that they're staying in the night before, making signs, all kinds of stuff. I wouldn't want my brother to deal with it.
Now, I could be wrong on the supplemental draft. It could be a first round future pick, because don't you give up a future first? It's a blind draw, and you have to say, okay, I'll give, and then whoever has the highest bid ends up getting him. Is that correct? Is that how the supplemental draft kind of works? We never talk about the supplemental draft.
It's been a while since we've had a notable name in the supplemental draft.
So I think what happens is they blind bid it, and so say if you're the Washington Commanders, or which they have Jaden Daniels, they probably would not even bid. But
supplemental draft is divided into 3 groups. Team with 6 or fewer wins in the previous season, the remaining non-playoff teams, the 14 playoff teams. The order within each group is randomly selected, like you said. If a team is interested in selecting a player, it bids one of its real draft picks for the next year's draft for a following year on that player. The team that submits the highest pick is granted that player, forfeiting the corresponding pick in the next spring NFL draft.
So if a team bids a third round pick on Sorsby, and that's the highest, everybody else is 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, whatever. They don't get their 2027 third round pick, and they get Sorsby this fall. He's in camp this fall. He's immediately into the NFL.
Yeah.
So
supplemental draft hasn't happened since 2023. It's been a while since we've had even a supplemental
that's why we
draft.
never talk about it.
Yeah. Notable picks: Josh Gordon, Terrell Pryor from Ohio State, if you remember him, had the tattoo scandal, so he kind of had to leave school early. Brian Bosworth from the Seahawks, first-round pick. You guys bidded for the old Boz. And Chris Carter, Hall of Fame receiver. So a couple supplemental names that are out there. So
Bernie Kosar was you know, how good is the arm? Can he be a starter? Is he a career backup? How much does the gambling situation affect the evaluation? You know, maybe it's a 4th, 5th, 6th round pick. I don't know if anybody goes more than a 4th here. Maybe somebody takes a flyer on a 3rd that desperate for a quarterback. We'll see.
Over under 3.5.
I mean,
I would probably go over. I think 4th round, 5th round pick.
Yeah, great topic. We'll keep an eye on this. The supplemental draft will be June 22nd. That was the deadline to enter it. That's why today on the 16th or yesterday on the 15th, about a week prior to the deadline, he had to make that decision. It's been reported as a group decision. Brendan Sorsby is done with college football, and I think a lot of people are pretty happy with this outcome. All right, got to take a break. We're off and running from the Finley Hyundai Studios. Let's go. We're going to have a good show. We're already off to a good start. Finley Hyundai. If you buy a new car over there, they're going to give you 2 complimentary tickets to see Russell Dickerson at Greater Zion Stadium on the 4th of July. They got the Sonata, the Elantra. They get up to 58 mpg with gas prices higher right now. Go take a test drive today. Buy a new car. Get some nice incentives or low interest. They have as little as 0.9 right now, plus a little bonus, 2 tickets. Finley Hyundai, one of our great sponsors of the 4th of July concert as we celebrate America 250. Devin, Paulie, Tara, off and running on a Tuesday morning. We'll be right back. And we're back, everybody. Thanks for locking us in through the break. Message from our great local partners. Show today brought to you by the Rev Tour. And real competition, real progression, real stakes. You play locally here in Southern Utah. You play weekly, and you have a whole week to play your tournament rounds at local courses. You get tracked, you get a Rev Index, you get ranked, and you go out and have fun. And then you can move on and compete regionally, and then you can advance to nationals. It's real competition, clear path forward. So if you like going and playing out on the golf course with your buddies, but you wanted to get that competition up a notch, this is the tour for you. It's brand new. It's taking the country by storm. And it's fair, it's motivation, gives you an excuse to get out and play. You can meet new people. You can get your friends to join with you, make some friendships, connections beyond the scoreboard, and affordable annual membership. Through Father's Day this Sunday, if you use promo code DAD75, the Rev Tour St. George is going to give you $75 off your $299 discount. They're still in their founding phase. Prices will go higher later, but that makes it just a little over $200 for an entire year membership. That is very affordable as far as golf goes. Fair competition. Every skill level has a different flight. It isn't casual golf. This is your local tour. This is becoming your local tour that you can take pride in, go out and play. I played Red Hills. Week 1 of the summer league was last week. It's only week 2, so there's an 8-week league. You throw out your bottom 3 rounds, or you can miss 3 rounds. They only score your top 5 rounds, so you just got to play 5 of the next 7 weeks. You get 7 days to play. You get a special trip to Wolf Creek. They're playing Conestoga. They're playing Copper Rock, Coral Canyon. This week is the Ledges.
Yeah.
This week is the Ledges. So Tara and I got to get up and play the Ledges at some point this week. I'm going to play on Wednesday. I got a tee time yesterday, and I always love getting out and playing different courses. I think I might get a little tired playing the same course every day over and over, so you get some variety in your game. So check it out, therevstg.com, therevstg.com. Remember promo code DAD75. Great Father's Day gift idea for you. You can get your dad so he can get out and play some more golf. I think this would Big John want this membership if he lived in St. George, Paulie?
No, I don't think so.
You're not a big golfer.
Not really.
No, you're going to get him a tie?
I actually got him a Mopar, little gift card to use for his cars and stuff, to buy vintage parts. My mom told me he was looking for some more car parts for one of his... He's got 3 or 4 muscle cars or whatever from the 70s. So he's trying to buy some parts, and there's this website
there you go.
That I got.
I've heard of Mopar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Love it. Rev Tour, the Rev STG. Memberships available for juniors, men and women.
Yeah.
We need more women, right, Tara? We just have a handful.
Yeah.
Just a handful, a couple of you.
Got to get a group out there for Tara.
Yeah, I want the ladies to come out.
Yeah, they're out there. All right. Let's talk about the draft for a second. We do have Jeremiah Jensen, KSL Sports, jumping on with this. We'll talk more specifically Jazz when he joins us Thursday.
Yeah.
About 8:20 on the program. It'll be fun to catch up with my guy JJ.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
From Star Valley, Wyoming. He's been a longtime fixture up there with KSL Sports. And obviously the Jazz fans are starting to get excited as the draft draws closer because they are sitting there at number 2. And the latest development, I don't know that Jazz fans are outraged by the latest development, and that's the report that Darren Peterson is not going to work out for them. In fact, I think the Utah Jazz fans are like, ooh, okay, maybe, especially if they're Jazz fans that would prefer to have A.J. DeBonza.
Yeah.
I think they're going, okay, this could work out. We might not have to trade up to get DeBonza. Now, Washington holds all the cards here, Paulie.
Yes, and this is an interesting tweet. I was perusing Twitter this morning, and Sam Amick, who is a senior NBA writer in The Athletic, USA Today, he's got a lot of outlets. He wrote, difficult day for the Jazz on the optics front. Here you have Darren Peterson refusing to work out for the team with the number 2 pick 1 year after Ace Bailey did the same when they had the number 5 pick. Meanwhile, sources tell The Athletic that a player who does not want to be there, big man Walker Kessler, is at odds with the front office over his lack of extension offer last summer in his currently in the current handling of his restricted free agency. So we've got some samples here. This was the Sports Junkies, my favorite show, 106.7 The Fan in D.C. It sure sounds like the Wizards may be locking in on Darren Peterson potentially at number 1. They might be locking in on him. And this was the Junkies yesterday. They were talking about the possibility of Darren Peterson going number 1 overall. So let's take a listen to this. This was pretty good content, I felt like, from the DC market where they hold the number 1 pick.
Wizards question at this point. What do you make of Darren Peterson only working out for Washington and that camp, whatever you want to call that, being certain that he's going number 1? And I think DeBonsa in that camp is very certain he's going number 1. What do you make of all that?
Now, I'm sure you guys remember the conversation we had last week, right? Last question I answered for you guys last week where I'm like, look, I'm talking to people about the EYBL Peach Jam coming up this year, and they're telling me about Darren Peterson. Like, hey, we got a call from the Wizards about Darren Peterson. I'm like, what about AJ? Nope, Darren Peterson. What about Cam? Nope, Darren Peterson. Right, that was a week ago. So to me, where there's smoke, there's fire. This is the fire now. Darren Peterson is just such a serious person. His camp, they're very serious. So when I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, they believe they're going to the Wizards. And if they don't go to the Wizards, they really don't care where they go after that. That also tells me a little bit more about the Wizards and where they've grown as an organization, that these players, their management teams, they want them in Washington, and that's where Darren Peterson wants to be.
Wow.
Biggest story regarding that is the Jazz sit there at number 2, and a lot of people thought they would have to trade up a spot and maybe give up an Ace Bailey and Walker Kessler and a future draft pick and the number 2 pick just to get up one spot to take the Bonza. Now this might work out in the Jazz favor. I think we're kind of losing sight of the fact that this is a very loaded draft.
Yeah.
If I'm the Utah Jazz, I'm fine with either guy. I don't see, as we've gotten closer and there's more stories coming out of the woodworking about the NBA draft and camps and players, the more I think about it, the more I would be opposed to Danny Ainge making a pick and giving up assets to move up when you're sitting there at number 2 and you can have either of those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Darren Peterson might be the better fit with the current roster construction.
Yeah.
The Bonza might be the better player career-wise at the end of the day, but we don't know that. Peterson can have a Hall of Fame career and it wouldn't shock anybody.
That's right. And the Wizards have talked about trading for Walker Kessler per Amico Hoops. So I think the Wizards are okay with getting Peterson, but they don't want to take him at number 1. They know they can get him at number 2. So why take him at number 1 when you can get more assets at number 2?
Haven't you lost leverage with Peterson's camp putting these reports out? Haven't you lost a little leverage with the Jazz here?
Probably.
This seems counterproductive for Washington.
You maybe don't get the first-round pick, but I think all along it's been either Walker Kessler or Ace Bailey is who they want, and the number 2 pick. So I think if they can squeeze an asset out of the Jazz, a disgruntled asset in Kessler or Bailey,
We've known that Kessler had that one really good year, and then he got hurt, and then he had an okay year. Like, the Jazz front office has not committed to him long term.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's frustrated.
Sure.
I get it on both fronts. I haven't seen enough from Kessler to give him that $1 million multi-year contract.
Yeah.
And tie him up and make him a Jazz man for life. I don't know that I've seen enough from him. So I understand the front office there. And I don't know that Kessler whining is helping the situation, but I understand his frustration. If he wants to be in Utah, he wants a long-term deal, he's not getting it. That can be very frustrating, right?
Yeah.
So most people still expect Utah to keep Walker Kessler because he's only going to be a restricted free agent, meaning the Jazz can still match outside offers.
Yeah.
They haven't lost him yet. And he is one of those guys that you would consider a core piece, I believe, because he's 7 foot tall.
Yeah, and he's young, relatively young. So I think he is a piece of the future. If the Jazz, they've got Jaren Jackson now, they've got Lowry, they've got some big guys. Do they need Walker Kessler? Is he expendable? Like, if you're a Jazz fan and you want AJ, say you're locked in on AJ DeBonza, you want him bad, you've followed his career from Utah Prep to BYU, and now you want to see him be in Utah on the Jazz. But I just don't think the Wizards are gonna trade the number 1 pick without getting something back.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got 3 stories here. You got who's number 1, you got what do the Jazz do, and then you got the Kessler extension talks.
Sure.
Or the potential trade talks.
It's a lot of stuff.
The bottom line is the Jazz are in a brilliant spot here. They're in a great spot. They got the 2 pick in a 2-player draft where it's clearly DeBonza and Peterson, 1 and 2. Okay, you're going to get one of those 2 guys, whichever superstar prospect Washington passes on. Now the Jazz, I feel like all of a sudden have some leverage that the price just went down with all that's happened in the last 24 to 48 hours. So, and if you do have an unhappy guy, and all it takes is the 2 pick in Kessler to get DeBonza, I feel a lot better about that. But I still don't know that the Jazz have to make a trade.
Yeah. I mean, they probably, there's just so many reports out there right now. It's rumor season in the NBA. You know, it's right before the NBA draft. So you're going to see a lot of stuff out there right now. But it's not a great look when 2 years in a row. I kind of agree with that initial tweet from Sam Amick. I mean, it's a bad optics for the Jazz having 2 years in a row, 2 superstar prospects saying, I don't want to be in Utah.
I am at my wit's end with Danny and Austin Ainge. I think they have not rebuilt this team correctly fast enough. I have been probably as hard on them as any talk show in the country. I have not been pro Danny Ainge at all throughout this period, and I'm holding out hope that he can nail this draft and we can finally be relevant again. I mean, we're 4 years into the rebuild, going in 4 years of the rebuild. And finally, we have the number 2 draft pick. Right now, AJ, this is the reality, though. The sports books didn't move much.
No.
Right now, you're anywhere from minus 370 to minus 400. AJ DeBonza goes number 1.
That's right.
Okay.
The
Even
consensus.
with Peterson backing out of the workout in Utah, he's still plus 280 to plus 320 range that he's going number 2 to Utah. So I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I'm confused, and maybe
The
we could
odds
go.
don't back up what the insiders and the talking heads and the beat guys are saying right now.
All right, well, I got one more insider for you. The director of basketball scouting for CBS Sports, that's Adam Finkelstein. He spoke on the top 3 prospects, Darren Peterson, A.J. DeBonza, and Boozer, of course, and this is what he had to say about how he thinks it's going to shake out.
Despite the fact that DeBonza is a pretty heavy favorite to go number 1, Darren Peterson is only working out for the Wizards. What do you make of that?
Well, I think what we can interpret from that is he is really intent to show the Wizards that he wants to be their guy. There had been some speculation that DeBonza had preferred Utah. And conversely, Peterson is someone who came into the college basketball season atop many mock drafts, myself included. And because of the way the season went, he kind of lost that status and now really intent to get it back again. He's trying to make an effort to show the Wizards, I want to be with you. I want to be in Washington. I don't want to be anywhere else. Now, I don't expect that'll have much influence on Utah. I can also tell you that he did visit with Utah at the NBA Combine, but he has also made a trip to Washington. And what was different about the trip to Washington wasn't just that that was the only place he went and worked out for, but that it was a multi-day visit. I'm told he was there for more than one day and he had more than one workout. So really trying to make a statement and to Washington. The other interesting thing here, Chris, is Utah, who picked a guy last year that refused to work out for them. Remember, this was a similar scenario with Ace Bailey, but they brought in Cam Boozer shortly on the heels of finding out that they would not be working out Peterson. So whether or not there are some domino effects to be had there, only time will tell.
I like that. I didn't know that.
I still, even after that audio clip from Finkelstein, I still think it's 75% DeBonza goes 1 and 25% Peterson goes 2. Mm-hmm. I mean, Vegas still says DeBonza is the favorite.
Yeah.
Why am I going to buck Vegas
Could
on
be
this?
all smoke. Could just be draft smoke.
Look, I understand what's going on. Darren Peterson's camp is acting like they already know something.
Yeah.
That's the interesting piece here. They're acting like they want to, like he said, be in Washington. They want to be number 1. What player doesn't want to be drafted number 1 in the NBA draft? When you're a top 5 prospect, you want to be number 1. Jazz fans may wake up on draft night with the former BYU superstar headed Salt Lake City. That's a scenario that, didn't seem that realistic during the season as we watched Dibonza with BYU, but it's looking more and more possible at this point in time. So that's exciting the Jazz fan base a little bit. And let's be honest, Jazz fans have had nothing to be excited about the last 3 seasons. Zero, zip, zilch. So I still, if I'm the Jazz, I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade. I still want this to play out. If they take Peterson and then Dibonza goes too, that gives him a chip on his shoulder. I love that scenario for Utah. I don't think it's that simple, though. I just don't. All right, got to take a break. Lots more on the draft over the next week or week plus till we get to it at the tail end of next weekend. Draft is right around the corner. We're in draft month, baby. I know Knicks are still champs and the parade is on Thursday, but we're getting closer and closer to the draft, and that's what Jazz fans, Jazz Nation is excited about. All right, inside the Finley Hyundai Studios, back after a quick timeout. Hey, we're back. Oh, we are having a good time here. 7:50 on a Throwdown Tuesday. Is it a Throwdown Tuesday? I feel like we got a lot of stories, and we've only got to 2 stories so far. I'm fired up on a Tuesday.
Yeah, we've
I
gone
know,
long
Paulie, you're
on-
fired up. You got the
Yeah.
West Virginia Mountaineers
Yes.
matinee today.
I do, baby.
Win and move on in Omaha, lose in the
You
season.
guys are invited. I'm staging a watch party at Wingnuts today. You know, I'm trying to get some people out there. You already declined.
Lies.
but-
I thought you said you were going to your buddy's house.
Yeah.
well, I'm pivoting.
Okay.
No,
Pivoting.
Okay.
Yes.
Pivot Paulie.
I
You're
might
not-
try and get my buddy to come to Wingnuts, but he's kind of a homebody, so it's going to be hard.
Pivot Paulie. That does not surprise me that you just got tabbed another nickname.
Yes.
The nickname
Tara's
King.
good at creating nicknames for me.
Oh, I mean, I don't even know if I can name them all off the top of my head. I mean, the list is growing daily.
Yeah, it is.
One thing that's going on, Southern Utah, you might want to listen up. If you have not heard, we are day 2 of Main Rock number 2 in the Summit Athletic Club Summit Rock Hunt. And are you ready? Tara's going to pop for any of our YouTube listeners on the live stream the clue so you can kind of read it. It's probably easier to see the clue. We'll also get this posted on our socials here in just a second so you can see what's capsed and see what's not. But here is the clue. So nobody found the rock yesterday. Maybe today is the day. You will go find it and make $10,000. Again, a lot of people commenting on the Facebook Summit Rock discussion page on Facebook. Go like the group so you can kind of play along. You got to go get the shirt. The shirts are almost sold out, but if you don't have your shirt yet, I would hurry over there today and grab one at any of the 3 Summit Athletic Clubs. Okay, here is the clue today. 1 clue a day until this rock is found. Last week, rock 1 was found on Friday morning. I'm hoping maybe on a Tuesday we can find rock 2 a little bit earlier. And you want to get out early and beat the heat and find this, before it gets 100+ degrees. So many comments on the Summit Rock discussion page that bring hunters closer to their prize. Others seem to help disguise. Either way, they'll help make you wise. Do you have your shirt? It can help solve the riddle, but more than that, it will bring you to the middle. And 10,000 can be yours if you just get the shirt. If not like last time, it might really hurt. As a fan of this hunt, you'll know that every one of these starts with not clues, but a 1, 2, 3, 4 indoor, outdoor, and even a main floor. In this clue, there could be even more. Some will read and then some will eat or rest. Mornings are best. Afternoons set west. Evenings could bring a rock fest. W flies might be biting. But don't forget to swallow. Wash your hands in the river. G tons will follow. Where it's common to recoil deep down in the soil, a path less traveled, this is not like a nose piece or 2 all tied in knot. But don't forget to get out and search. Many are there. It's not in a church. Good luck to you, Summit Rock Hunters.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot to handle there. A lot to digest, as many would say.
Indoor, outdoor, even a main floor. In this clue, there could be more.
Main floor. That sounds like it's indoors.
Like
W flies. What is a W fly?
I don't know.
A water fly?
Water bugs.
Water bugs. Might be biting.
Yeah.
But don't forget to swallow. Wash your hands in the river. G tons will follow. Where it's common to recoil deep down in the soil, a path less traveled. This is not like a nose piece or tall. And knot is spelled wrong, by the way.
Yeah, it's like nautical. Like not.
Like spelled like naughty, not like K-N-O-T.
Yeah.
It's N-A-U-G-H-T.
Yeah.
Well,
Somewhere around the Virgin River on a road
the
less
main
traveled that's
floor
not.
has me main floor. That doesn't make much sense.
Yeah. There's a lot of sleuths out there. It's exercise in disguise. We'll get this clue up on our socials. Get out there, have some fun with your friends and family. Make sure you get those Summit Rock shirts. And good luck. Go find that $10,000. I want one of our Fan Sports Network listeners to win the cash. Hour 2 coming up when we come back. It's The Drive. Hey, everybody, we're back. Oh, Noah Khan. Did you know he's playing up in Sandy in August?
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, my daughter's birthday's not till October. And she's like, Dad, for my birthday, I want Noah Khan tickets. I'm like, your birthday's in October. She's like, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But then they end up double dipping. See, these kids are smart nowadays because they got to have something open on their actual birthday.
Yeah. They know.
Yeah.
They're smart.
All right, let's get you what's trending and the headlines brought to you by Zag. Protect your phone better. Screen protectors come with a lifetime warranty. Phone cases that crack or break, they will replace them as well if you buy them from Zag. Get all your chargers for on the go with the car, the house at 2 St. George or your 1 Cedar City. Zag. Don't zig, just Zag and protect it better. All right, number one story this morning, I think for Jazz fans, it's Darren Peterson saying no to working out for the Utah Jazz. That story broke yesterday, and the Peterson to Washington buzz is heating up because they own the number one pick. So that's the top draft story right now. Yeah. And the question remains, has Darren Peterson jumped A.J. DeBonza as the number one pick? Peterson reportedly met only with the Wizards, was there multiple days, and he's canceled the other workout. Yeah. And the speculation is rampant right now. Is he really heading to Washington? If this is the case, Washington is not doing themselves any favors with leveraging the Jazz to move up and take DeBonza, and then they get Peterson at 2.
Yeah, I've also seen rumors that Peterson's only working out for the Wizards. I mean, because he doesn't want other teams to see his extensive medical report as well. So I've seen some of that. That's obviously alleged. You don't know what his medicals are, what he's trying to hide, or if he's trying to hide. But the whole season at Kansas has got a lot of people asking questions about his durability and those medical reports. So he is only working out for the Wizards as being widely reported.
You've also got some other stories out there. The Sorsby story, we led with that earlier today. If you're just jumping in your car heading off to get your Tuesday morning going, Brendan Sorsby is going to the NFL supplemental draft. He is going to leave Texas Tech, and it looks like the Big 12, the NCAA, has won this standoff on the gambling, even though the courts had that temporary injunction.
Yeah.
And Brendan Sorsby is not going to play. He's going to be able to keep around $1 million. He's already got paid. Yeah. But he is headed to the supplemental draft. We told you kind of how that works, where teams do a private bid, and then if they win the bid, they have to give up that round draft pick in the 2027 draft to land Sorsby.
Yeah, most notable supplemental draft name since it's been a long time since we've
Terrell
had
Pryor?
Maybe Terrell Pryor. Yeah, I would say that's probably accurate.
The only Hall of Famer that comes to mind is Chris Carter.
Yeah.
That was a supplemental draft guy. Josh Gordon was, Bernie Kosar.
Josh Gordon had blips in his career where he was dominant, but we'll see how Sorsby pans out and who takes a chance on him. We obviously talked about this a lot yesterday, the Stanley Cup final. The viewership numbers are in, and through the 6 games, it hits the highest mark of viewership since 2013 in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Viewership is surging, revenue is surging. I saw a tweet yesterday. League revenue is up over 75% from last year. The in stadium or in arena attendance is up. The NHL is really hitting hard. They peaked at 6.9 million viewers in the 9:30 hour back east. For Game 6.
Yeah.
So the viewership was huge.
The family of Alden Smith is going to indeed let his brain be checked for CTE. He died on Saturday at age 36.
Wow.
After he had delivered pizzas to a homeless charity. They're investigating the death. We have not been given an official cause of death yet, but as with anyone who dies so suddenly at such a young age, there's a lot of speculation and interest on what happened.
Sure.
And they're trying to get to the bottom, but Alden Smith's family is going to donate and check the brain. They found that in a lot of athletes.
Yeah.
Alden Smith was a good defensive lineman, had a lot of sacks. I remember him well, watched him a lot because he played for the San Francisco 49ers. 36 years old. That story happened over the weekend, kind of got lost in the NBA Finals and the NHL Finals shuffle, the World Cup getting underway. Speaking of World Cup, a couple surprises yesterday. One, Spain draws, Paulie. Spain draws yesterday.
Yes, this was a big story.
Against a team nobody thought much of. And so Spain was one of the heavy favorites. And the goalie for the team that tied with Spain made a bunch of brilliant saves. He entered the day with I think my son said he had 500,000 social media followers.
Yeah.
And he was millions and millions in a day and counting when Cape Verde goalie pulled off the shocker and got the draw against one of the favorites in Spain. We had a lot of draws yesterday. Belgium and Egypt drew. Saudi Arabia and Uruguay drew. And then I watched the Iran-New Zealand game pretty much start to finish. That was the nightcap last night down at in Los Angeles. And that little Just kid, Elijah Just, had two brilliant give-and-go goals for New Zealand, and Iran able to score off a header and tie it in 2-2 draw there as well. So all four games yesterday were draws.
Yeah.
Iran, by the way, had to leave the country. They are training in Tijuana.
Yes,
and then they're going
this.
back and forth for their games. They're not happy with some of their traveling party. They got denied interest. I think they chose, Tara, you were saying they chose?
They wanted to be outside of the U.S.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of controversy. Obviously, there's always, where politics integrate with sports a little bit when you get the world on the same stage.
And I think that the next big viewing window, at least in the U.S., is Friday.
Yes.
Taking on,
Australia.
Do you know the nickname of the Australian national team, what they call them?
I do not know that.
All right. They are called the Socceroos.
The Socceroos.
That is their official nickname for the Australian national team. It's obviously a combination of soccer and kangaroo.
Oh, is that where it came from, Polly?
I know people.
Way to put two and two together there, buddy.
It's helping me, the computer. So.
Oh, you got to chat GPT. Oh my goodness.
Paularoo.
Yeah.
Paularoo with a
Another
dime.
nickname.
Dropping dimes on the show. The word wizard.
I've got some more for you here as the college baseball.
Well, let me finish up. Let me finish up with the World Cup.
Let me finish.
Today, the docket: France and Senegal.
Okay.
Iraq and Norway. We'll see Holland, who plays for, I believe, Manchester. And then Argentina and Algeria. We'll see Messi and Holland today. So some of the superstars and legends in the sport of soccer will be on the pitch today. France has got some very talented players as well. So, okay, go ahead, Paulie.
All right, let's jump into the College Baseball World Series. As yesterday we had two games. As Tara watched a lot of this one, I didn't see the first game much of it. We watched a little bit.
We did,
a little bit of it, but Texas manhandled Alabama 14-2 on 13 hits.
Yeah,
there was just a hit parade for the Horns as they have bounced Alabama from the College World Series. That's their second loss. Yep. So the 6th national seed Texas will move on. And the other game last night was a thriller. Oklahoma was up 4-2 in the 8th. Georgia hits a solo shot to make it 4-3, but still the close down effort from Cleveland, the pitcher for Oklahoma, was astounding. 2 strikeouts in the top of the 9th to move them on. They are undefeated in the double elimination tournament as well. So now we move to today. 2 elimination games, Georgia, Texas at 6 p.m. on ESPN. And, of course, one I'll be clued into today, noon Mountain Time. The West Virginia Mountaineers take on the Troy, what are they?
Trojans.
That's right. I forgot about that. But they're not going to win today, and we're winning in more ways than on the field. Tara's got the shot on the board here. We've got the
this is ridiculous.
Updated Jell-O shot challenge as West Virginia is doing what we do.
drink yourselves under the table?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
I feel like you're taking pride as.
Yes.
Did you even graduate from West Virginia? Did you even attend a class at West Virginia? I know you enrolled in class, but did you actually take
I got a 3.1 my first semester.
3.1.
3.1.
Wow, parents are applauding as they drive around Southern Utah.
That's right.
Yeah.
3.1, and I was
My son's an honor student. His parents didn't have that bumper sticker.
No.
Yeah, I had a 3.1, and I was a pledge that semester. So a lot on my plate, and I still handled it. The grades tailed off a little bit after that semester, but
A little bit?
a little bit. Yeah.
Say no more. Say no more.
But I still love the Mountaineers, and I want to see them win today. So I'm rooting for them hard.
And
I don't know if I should be proud of the Ears because they get some of this money donated to the shelters and the school and the food pantry at their school.
Yeah.
Or if I should be disappointed that they're all going to grow up to be raging alcoholics. I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, Pat McAfee bought
$300,000 worth.
So he bought, they're $5 a shot. Tara, do that math for me real quick.
Okay, so the Mountaineers have consumed 23,323 shots. That is $116,615. The totals, amount of shots they've sold, was 53,224. So Rocco's is collected $266,120.
So that's the thing that everybody's like, these Jell-O shots are not expensive to make.
No.
They make $3.50 off each Jell-O shot. With 50 cents going here, 50 cents going here, and 50 cents going here.
It's actually smart by Rocco's.
Yeah, I mean, you're still giving back, but they are this is a racket. They are making money still.
They are.
I mean, McAfee bought 60,000 shots.
Yeah.
Jeez.
At $5 a shot, 300,000. I can do the math on that. 60,000 shots.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So that all goes to the kicker so McAfee right there has got to be a big portion of that when he dropped $300K.
Yeah, they haven't reached that 300,000 yet.
Yeah.
So,
We're gearing up.
They will.
We are 2 days. We are 2 days away from the U.S. Open. I was geeking out last night on the Golf Channel for a minute. I was watching some of the highlights from the practice round.
Yeah,
the 11th green at Shinnecock Hills, the way the wind was blowing was unplayable. They couldn't hold the green. They were hitting it up by the flag and was rolling all the way down off the green, 100 feet away. And people were just going, oh, my goodness, what is the weather going to be like this weekend? Because they've been watering the course. They will stop watering the course usually on a Tuesday or a Wednesday morning to dry it out and make it even tougher. This course is playing 7,400 yards. There's only two par fives on this course, 5 and 16. And the big storyline is obviously Scottie Scheffler is the favorite at 5.5 to 1. Scottie is looking for the career Grand Slam, but he hasn't won in his last 11 starts. That is his third longest drought of his career. And he isn't playing bad golf or poorly. He's been a runner-up 3 times and is second on the PGA Tour with 7 top 10s already this year. Maybe if the iron play improves this week, it wouldn't be surprising to see him win again. The other favorites, Rory McIlroy, Jon Rahm, Xander Schauffele, Cam Young, Matt Fitzpatrick. Those are some of your favorites for our 126th National Championship, the U.S. Open. There is a bunch of amateurs in the field, including Miles Russell, the 17-year-old. Going to be future Florida State Seminoles with Charlie Woods. Charlie Woods was on the bag in the qualifier where he won in a playoff on golf's longest day to get in. I haven't followed up on that story to see if indeed Charlie is on the bag. They were saying there's a good chance that he would be. So it's gonna be fun. There's a lot of storylines. There's a couple dozen amateurs. I think there's maybe 20 amateurs playing in this U.S. Open. Zach Blair, the Utahn in the field. He was co-medalist out in Springfield, Ohio. So Zach, make the cut. And play the weekend. That's got to be the goal for Laserbeam.
You're a big golf guy. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and do you know the story of Bud Colley, the guy who won the RBC Heritage? It's one of the best stories I've heard in
Great comeback.
sports.
He was supposed to be a big deal when he came out onto the scene, and then he fizzled out, and then he's made a comeback and he had some hiatuses. I don't know the inner details of the injuries. but it's been a significant road to recovery to get back out there and play again. And I watched a little bit of the coverage on Sunday, so I'm familiar with the story, but I didn't read the article.
Yeah, Bud Cauley was in a car accident where the car flipped on its side, and he was in there. He obviously had a horrific recovery. He had 5 broken ribs, a broken left leg, and a collapsed lung. He was unable to move. He was struggling to breathe. Jack Nicklaus was famously quoted saying he wasn't sure he was going to live. So it's amazing that this dude came all the way back the road to recovery and wins. Not only places high, but wins a tournament. So I'm not as huge golf fan like you guys, but I definitely love the human element of this story and seeing the comeback. So I just wanted to give that a quick mention.
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. Anything we missed? Any other bonus balls? I think that's pretty much most of your headlines. Trying to think if there's any bonus balls at all. There was the story I saw that the FBI came out and said that they thwarted some planned attacks, and they were able to stop them before they happened at the White House UFC event. I don't know if you saw that headline because it went off without a hitch. It was the one and done. Dana White said the only time they're ever going to do a special, UFC Freedom 250 fight night Sunday night. The ratings were great for that.
Yeah.
I had people texting me left and right. I did not watch it because I don't have, since I stopped watching Yellowstone years ago, I don't have Paramount Plus anymore. So I was not able to turn it on and get it. You think that's another reason I hate the digital TV area. You have to have every freaking app to watch every single sporting event.
What was it 2 years ago at Black Desert? The champ, Justin Gaethje, the guy who knocked out Taporia, he was out there, playing in the Celebrity Pro-Am, and our buddy, you met him, and I didn't stick back, but our buddy Connor stayed back after his round and interviewed him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we had to leave. But Connor was able to hang back because his round went long, and we had him on the show with that interview. And I loved his comment. Gaethje was like a 6-1 underdog, and he said America was a bigger underdog when they first founded this country back in the day. Like, I was just like, boom, boom.
Nice shot.
We made it. I did too. America.
There we go.
I mean, pretty cool to see American win one of the biggest fights that night. So good stuff. That's your top 8 at 8. Brought to you by Zag. Protect your phones better. Stop by a Zag today. We'll take the break. We're back in a flash, rolling through hour 2 on a Tuesday here on the Fan Sports Network. Welcome back. I just got an update. We are getting low on shirts. Remember how I was saying these Summit shirts are almost sold out? They are running really, really low. So if you're going out to do the Summit Rock Hunt, we read the clue. We put it up for you here about 25 minutes ago. If you want to get your hands on the shirt and you're going to go look for this rock or the final rock, there's still $20,000 up for grabs with the rock that they're hunting for this week, and then the final rock that'll be the 27th, a Saturday. So make sure and get your hands on those shirts before they are gone. You can stop by one of the 3 Southern Utah locations. Show today brought to you by our friends at Prime IV. Prime IV has the champion for the champion in your life. That's dear old dad. Sunday is Father's Day. Stop by Prime IV and get the champion $85 discount. You're going to get a free push. Dad's going to get the champion. He's going to get the oxygen treatment, and he's going to get the VIP zero gravity massaging chairs. And when I say these massaging chairs are state of the art, they really truly are. Dad's going to love it. Relax, get rejuvenated, refueled for the stretch summer run. Stop by and get a champion gift certificate, Prime IV on Riverside Drive. They also have gift certificates, and if you buy a gift certificate over $150, they will give you a free glutathione push. So
nice.
take advantage of that if you want to go the gift card route for Dad. But with the discount on the champion, that is my favorite drip, super powerful drip over there at Prime IV. And I got to get in there this week and grab one of those. It's been about a month since I've been over to Prime IV. You should head over there. I'll meet you there. Or you can stop by the website, primivstg.com, and they bring you a little Would You Rather. Let's have some fun. It's warm. It's warm in here. It's warm in here.
All right, I'm going to go a little different route.
A lot of hot
on
air.
This first one here, as we're going to go to the NASCAR realm, as Denny Hamlin's recent run has been really encouraging for me. I used to be a big Denny fan. My grandpa's a fan of him. Or Denny Hamlin's 2026 season, or Mr. Tyler Reddick's 2026 season. Remember how hot his start was, winning all those races to start the season?
Back.
So whose season would you rather have? The hot start for Tyler Reddick or the stretch run that Denny Hamlin's had?
I would rather have both, but if you make me choose, which is the moral of the segment, the theme of the segment, I will go Denny Hamlin because he's double dipping. He is an owner and driver, so he is making a ton of coin. And the American dream is make money, and Denny Hamlin's probably getting toward the latter stages of career, might race 2 or 3 more years. I think with the success he's had this year, he's rejuvenated. I think we'll see him keep racing, but he's not a spring chicken anymore.
No.
And he was thinking about hanging it up. He'd been pretty vocal about it, and then he kind of got a second wind and started training more, simulator time, and now with the success, I mean, once a driver, always a driver. I think he's going to stick around for a while longer out there. But look, I mean, when you're an owner and a driver, Reddick is the bigger probably. They're both surprise stories in their own
Reddick
ways.
win Daytona?
Yes.
Though? That's a big race.
Yes.
So I would go Reddick just because winning Daytona, that's the big dog. You know, so give me the win on Daytona, the hot start to the season. I love Denny, but he's won Pocono, some random dumb races. I feel like not dumb races, but just not as important as Daytona and some of those.
Tara, what about you?
I think I have to go Reddick too, just because he has been so dominant. And he's younger, so I think he's gonna finish up better.
You guys don't like money.
I do. I like money, but
Hamlin's won 4 Cup
I don't know
races.
that the would you rather was about
the
money.
owner,
Though.
the owner directive wasn't really.
Would you rather
kinda
have
brought
this
that
season or that season?
I'm talking about on the track, not the ownership angle.
Like Hamlin's won 4 races. It's not
I
like
know.
he's won 3 in a row. He won at Nashville, he won at Michigan, he won at Pocono, and he's about my age. He's 45.
Okay, but Michigan Reddick was completely knocked out because he was running at the front.
Yeah, but he's peaking at the right time.
Yeah.
Reddick peaked early.
You could say Reddick fizzled a little bit. That'd be a
No,
valid.
no, he still leads the regular season point
winning
standings.
races.
Yeah.
Has he won a race since the beginning of the year, like the first 5 races?
23 IM Racing right now, Jordan and Hamlin's race team. first and second. Reddick has 704 points. Hamlin has 685. It has been incredible. Reddick has one more win. He has 5.
He has 5.
He has
Okay.
5.
Hamlin has 3.
Yep.
So
You could argue Reddick has had the better overall season, but Hamlin is having the better season right now and is hotter right now. So I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I don't think so
I don't
either.
have any problem with you guys going Reddick. I was just joking about because when you own the team and you win, you double dip.
Yeah.
And he's done that 3 weeks in a row. The bank account is just growing exponentially. Who
That's
needs Dogecoin or XRP or what's the other big one?
I think Bitcoin's the biggest one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's go to the next one here as into the non-sports realm we go.
Wow.
How about this for your submarine sandwiches? Do you prefer a cheesesteak or an Italian sub?
Italian.
Wow. Okay. Someone's never been to Philly.
I have.
Oh, you have?
And I do like the cheesesteaks, but yeah, I like the Italian ones better.
Okay.
I mean, look, Tara's case for the Italian sub, very versatile,
Yes.
right? Not as messy. You can take it to the park. You can have it for lunch. You can eat it a little easier in the car on a road trip.
Unless you get it Jersey Mike's way.
The
it's a little
layers,
more messy.
the layers of salami and ham and provolone lettuce, tomatoes.
Peppers.
Yeah, it is
So
good. I love the
I might have to
sandwich.
go get some right now.
Honestly, in Tara's
At 8:28, you want a sandwich now?
in Tara's defense, an Italian sub can be heated up.
It can.
Yeah.
I actually
Okay.
do like a hot Italian a lot.
But for me, it's the cheesesteak.
Yeah.
I am a big cheesesteak fan. To me, it's just the most unbeatable, thinly sliced steak, the melted cheese, the onions, the mushrooms. Oh, my goodness. If you're hungry, long day, the cheesesteak.
Looks like you're making Tara hungry.
With
I
a
know, it
cold
depends
one
on the
is
day.
absolutely unbelievable. Now,
DP cheesesteaks, oh, so good.
if it's one sandwich before a big game, give me the cheesesteak. If I had to eat one or the other all month long, I might actually go with the Italian sub because I think I could eat. It's more versatile.
Yeah.
It's more
I think I
versatile.
agree
I'm
with
making
that.
a case for both of these.
I'm going to go cheesesteak, I think. I've always been a big fan of them. I actually like them the Philly way with the whiz cheese, like the liquid
Ew.
cheese. You don't like that?
The cheese whiz, no.
No. The Philly way. It's authentic.
I want it like melted on
You want it
there,
the
like
provolone.
the good cheese.
Yeah.
The Italian sub wins the regular season. The cheesesteak takes the championship.
Cheesesteak's a playoff team. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one. Handshake decorum here. Do you prefer the NHL where they line up at the end of the series, everyone shakes hands, or do you prefer the NBA where they kind of just dap each other up, kind of meet at the court, or in Wemby's
just
case,
walk off the court.
just leave without shaking any hands?
Yeah.
Handshake decorum, NHL or NBA?
NHL or the NBA anytime. On everything.
She likes the
Every
handshake
aspect.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
Yeah, NBA a little more less formal. The NFL
mean-
kind of does the same. They kind of just group up around midfield.
The
kinda-
NHL, they're literally out there on the ice, beating the crap out of each other, throwing hands, fighting, and then they still can line up and shake hands and be friends at the end of the day. What
Yeah.
is up like with the
yeah,
NBA?
you went to war with those guys for 4 to 7 games in the playoffs, and then you say, "Hey, good series,"
Yeah.
and everybody shakes hands. You don't duck anyone. No heading straight to the locker room. I think I agree with Tara. I know. It's more authentic and organic with the NBA. If someone goes and seeks you out and you want to do a jersey swap
and all that.
you know, there's genuine friendship and respect. And sometimes you get those iconic moments after a game or a series, but it's inconsistent.
Right.
Give me the consistency of the NHL. I will side with Tara on this one. I will say I'll take the straight line. Everybody shows their sportsmanship. It's like you were playing in youth sports again.
Yeah.
Where you're teaching these young men and women
That's right.
sportsmanship.
At the end of the line, there's some fruit snacks and Capri Suns.
Some
That's
orange slices.
yeah, but I think I'll go NHL too. I really didn't like the move from Wemby. Ducking, and he didn't have the
was
greatest
disappointing.
presser after the game. I mean,
This was really not close for me. I think it's the NHL. And the more I think about it,
they're the number
by a
one
landslide.
They're the number one as far as the handshakes go.
Yeah. Because
All right.
every player stands in line and shows respect. I
Yeah.
think there's something to be said about that.
There
That's
is.
a great question. That's a thought-provoking would you rather question, Paulie.
Yeah.
I mean, the handshake line to me is one of the pat yourself, Paulie. Few
I came up with that.
traditions
Yes.
that are
Oh, you're
left
right.
in
You're right.
sports that still feels bigger
it
than
back.
the individual.
I take it back.
You guys didn't hear a word I said.
I
Yeah,
was
did.
taking back
You're
my
about
pat on the
the
back.
I'm
The
listening.
handshake line is one of those few remaining traditions left in sports that
Yeah.
still feels like it's a team sport. It's bigger than the individual on the team.
Yeah.
It's organized. I don't know. Am I overplaying that a little bit?
No, not at all.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's
And-
good
and
quality.
hey, look, as a Knights fan, cover the Knights extensively. I sat there and watched 25 minutes of post game.
Yeah.
Everybody left the room, and I wanted to, and I was doing what the Knights were doing. I was letting it sink in, watching them celebrate on the T-Mobile ice. And it took a while to get to that handshake line, but they got there.
Yep.
And the Knights waited around, and they took it in, and they took it in the chin, and they watched the Canes celebrate on their ice, and then they went and showed respect.
Yep.
And I think there's something to be said about
It's
that.
a lot of class.
Yeah, this one's a
right.
no-brainer.
Okay.
No-brainer.
All right.
Sorry, NBA.
Last one I got here pertains to the draft in the NBA realm. Would you rather have AJ DeBonza or Darren Peterson and Ace Bailey?
Well, they already have Ace Bailey.
I know, but you would presumably lose Ace Bailey in a trade with the Wizards. That's who they want, or Kessler.
Or Kessler,
So
yeah.
fill in the blank. Ace Bailey, Walker Kessler. Would you rather have Darren Peterson and one of those guys, or both of those guys, or AJ DeBonza?
The closer we get to the draft, 6 months ago I said AJ DeBonza, and I wouldn't even have hesitated. But the closer we get to the draft, the more I'm intrigued by Peterson.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's closer than it used to be. But if I'm starting a rebuild, if I'm starting over, if I got to start a franchise today, new franchise, and I can pick any guy to start up my team with, I'm taking AJ DeBonza. But it's razor thin now, where it used to be the Grand Canyon.
During the season, I think it was the Grand Canyon with Peterson's performance and
The
his taking
injuries,
himself out of
yes.
games and kind of the character concerns. But I think he's kind of done a really good job
The
throughout the
game-
combine and, trying to reaffirm his image.
The case for DeBonza is elite NBA body, elite athlete, two-way wing, which is the most valuable commodity is a two-way wing that can guard multiple positions. He can score at all three levels. His ceiling is the moon.
Yeah.
Peterson might be more polished in some ways.
Shooter.
The feel for the game, natural scorer, playmaker, all those things. But maybe Peterson helps the team sooner, but DeBonza has the better career.
Right.
And so I would take AJ DeBonza, but it is very close. Very close.
Very close.
And I've been saying DeBonza
So
becomes
you would give up Kessler or Bailey for the chance. I'm basically making the would you rather into a trade of the number 1 and 2 picks. Would you do the trade? That's kind of the would you rather.
I think that the trade, when we originally first started talking about a potential Jazz move up one spot, it was going to be the 1 pick for the 2 pick plus 2 future picks plus Ace Bailey. Like, that's what people were talking about.
And you said that wouldn't happen.
That's too
It's just
much.
too much.
It's
But-
too much to move up one spot in a draft.
But 1 player and 1 pick for the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
feasible
different.
trade.
That's different. I still don't know what's going to happen, but if the Jazz are dead set on DeBonza, I would do the trade. And I would probably keep Bailey and trade Kessler if I had my druthers, just because of the contract dispute and the unhappiness. I think Bailey, from all reports,
Seems like
we had Wesley Ruff come on the show, 2 weeks ago? We were talking about how Ace Bailey has fit in with the Jazz organization. And he said he's been a model citizen. He's loved it there. He fired all of his agents and his team around him after the draft. They were the ones kind of saying, don't work out for the Jazz, blah, blah, blah. I think, I don't know if he's endeared himself to the community as much as D. Will did in the early infancy stages, or Andre Karolinko, or certainly, Spida Mitchell, going to backyard barbecues and surprising fans in their backyard. But I think Ace Bailey, with the statistics and the way he got more and more minutes, and it is a good franchise for him to shine in. And I got to ask myself, too, if I'm Ace Bailey, if I'm Jaren Jackson, if I'm Keontae George, who do they prefer as a teammate? I would say most of them would give different answers, but more would say DeBonza
I think so.
because of the versatility. And
I think the work ethic and the locker room presence that DeBonza is going to bring compared to Peterson.
Well, if I think I'm a superstar in the NBA and I'm now with the Utah Jazz, I want the guy that will play defense and the guy that will block shots and rebound. And DeBonza is the more versatile player than Peterson, who's going to gobble up more shots.
Yeah.
From Keontae George or from Lowry Markkinen. Now he's a really good shooter, the best shooter in the draft.
Yeah.
So for me, it's DeBonza.
Yeah. I kind of go with Tara and the leadership and locker room stuff. Peterson's own description of himself as a quote unquote antisocial loner.
Don't love that.
Don't love that.
Don't hate that.
Don't
but
hate
love
it. You know, you can still do your job and be
To each their
antisocial.
own, yeah.
And not every player is a rah-rah guy in the middle of the hype circle trying to fire everyone up. Some guys are just good at the game. But I think AJ has a love for the game that maybe Peterson doesn't at least show as much.
Right.
And look, remember the LeBron-Carmelo debate? LeBron obviously has had the illustrious career. Carmelo was still a good career. I mean, we could be looking at a situation where it's a win-win. The Wizards take Peterson, Jazz fans thrilled with DeBonza. If Washington takes DeBonza, Jazz fans should be thrilled with Peterson.
They should.
They really
should.
should.
A mega talent.
But where he played in BYU, I'm sure Jazz fans would be more thrilled with DeBonza because they've seen him up close and personal.
I think it was your birthday. We were actually down at
the Knights game.
The beer house, the little spot right beside it, and we were watching the Kansas BYU, and Peterson was head and shoulders the better player that day,
right?
If we remember correctly. So, I mean, and it doesn't matter about individual matchups when they go against each other. It's more about the prospect as a whole, and we'll find out here soon. So, I think it's an interesting. Would you rather? You know, would you want to give up a piece of your core, like you said?
I don't understand what Washington is doing right now.
Yeah.
This is very confusing to me because you had all this leverage to maybe force the Jazz to move up with you if you really wanted Peterson.
Well, Peterson.
Why would you tell Peterson and his camp to not work out for the Jazz? That is a bonehead move if you're the Wizards.
Well, who's saying the Wizards are the ones telling him to do that?
Okay, Peterson's camp.
His camp
might make Washington angry, and they flip-flop. Be like, why is this guy doing this to us? We lost all our leverage.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what the behind-the-scenes conversations went down as.
There's an ego
Peterson,
thing.
his ego in his camp is acting like they're going to Washington #1 in the last 24 hours.
You want to be the one pick. I mean, I've even heard interviews with AJ DeBonza saying, I want to be the one. I want to be the #1 overall pick. That's been my quest since I started playing basketball. So all these guys want to be #1, but will they? That's the question.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Got to get to a break. Timeout. We're back talking sports. Big finish here on a Tuesday from the Finley Hyundai Studios. Yep. Welcome back, everybody. Show today presented by our friends at Game Day Men's Health. And hey, guys, gals, I got to tell you, getting on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy from Game Day Men's Health, has been a total game changer for me. Used to, feel run down, tired, no libido, no energy, zero motivation to get to the gym. Confidence wasn't as good. And then found out about Game Day Men's Health. Went in, got my levels checked. Clinically low. Had no idea. Wouldn't have known unless I got my T's tested. And the test is free. You'll get your results and know your T levels for your body within 15 minutes. And within weeks, I felt like a new person. Energy through the roof, crushing workout skin, more energy on the golf course, mental clarity is sharp, and just feel younger, more like my old self again, and I feel overall better. And the best part right now, you can go get your free T test, and then if you need it, if you need T, it's only $50 a week for a limited time. It's crazy affordable how good you could feel again. So if you're thinking about it, you've been hearing me talk about it, just do it. Game Day Men's Health. Reclaim your game. One of the best decisions I've made in years. GameDayMen'sHealth.com/St. George, or you can pick up the phone and call them or text them, and they will get you into the batting order and get you the free T test. Call 435-265-4223. That is 435-265-4223. Let's talk a little bit about the U.S. Open. Our natty. It's our natty, starting first round on Thursday. Tara's got some of the notable tee times we can throw up for our YouTube audience. I'm going to be watching a lot of golf this weekend, mixed in with playing a little bit of golf this weekend. Coral Canyon's having their summer solstice 36-hole shamble 2-net on Saturday, and I think I'm going to get back out and play that. It's Father's Day weekend, so I can play in a golf tournament on Saturday. Then I'll hang with the kids and the family and just probably watch the final round on Sunday. But I'll be watching throughout the day on my phone, when I'm at the office, on my laptop, my computer, my phone for Thursday, Friday, the first and second round. I'm all fired up, man. There's some of the amateurs rooting for Zach. Obviously, played rounds with Zach Blair, a friend of the show. I was going to reach out to Zach today and see if he can slide in a quick 5 to 7 minute phoner. It just depends on his practice round schedule tomorrow, if we can get him or not. So we'll work on that. There's a ton of interest. This is our 126th U.S. Open. I want to break this up into kind of a contender-pretender segment.
All right.
And because you can see some of the tee times and there's some guys that I really have an eye on. And yes, you have to drive it accurate. Yes, you got to hit proximity to the hole. Yes, the greens like 11 were almost unplayable in the wind yesterday out there in New York at Shinnecock Hills. And so I'm still trying to figure out if I'm putting more value on the putters like I do at Augusta, where it's some of the shorter hitters were in play. Guys like Russell Henley that doesn't bomb it, made a run there on Sunday. Or if it's going to be a bomber's course, or if it's going to be the best iron players. Because I think the best iron player in the world is probably Scotty Scheffler, but he hasn't probably hit it the best as of late. He hasn't won in his last 9 or 10 starts. So let's break it down. Contender, pretender, U.S. Open edition. Here we go.
All right, let's start with some long shots to start. How about the winner of the Memorial, Mr. JT Poston, going off at about plus 13.5, plus 13,500. He is a legitimate long shot, but a winner this year on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, we've seen his name on leaderboards. Like, I think for JT Poston, he's a guy that could make the cut, maybe even flirt with the top 25, but he is not a contender, so I would lean pretender. I just, this is different. The stars usually, there's always a couple guys that are going to pop, and he could be one of them, but the odds are he is a pretender this week. And I do like JT.
All right, let's go with one of the major champions this year, another long shot, Mr. Aaron Rai, plus 11,500. Is he a contender in this tournament, fresh off his win at the PGA?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
He is a contender. I love the odds on Aaron Rai. If you looked at how he was trending going into that win, he's been playing better and better. The two gloves, the black gloves, is kind of his signature. He double batting gloves on every swing. Like Aaron Rai is a contender. contender. Most people would disagree with me on that one, but when you win a major in the same calendar year before the next major, you have to be considered a contender. Now, is he among the top tier of contenders? No, probably not. You know, if you're saying there's 25 guys that could potentially win this tournament, which is a lot of guys.
Yeah.
But he has to be in that top 25. If you're saying top 10 guys that are the top contenders, I would say he's just outside of it. So it depends on the criteria. I'm saying there's about 20, 25 guys that can win this tournament. That's realistic to me.
All right, let's go with a live guy here. How about Joaquin Neiman,
Pretender.
plus 8,000.
He's trending better lately, but he is still he keeps winning the live golf league.
Yeah.
He got his 8th victory in South Korea back in May, but his best finish at the U.S. Open is a tie for 23rd in 2020. Pretender.
All right, Joaquin Neiman, Pretender. All right,
Taco Wacko.
Let's go to one of my favorite guys here, Hideki Matsuyama, former Masters champion. He is going off at 74-1.
You know what? He's on that bubble like Aaron Rai. But look, here's a former major championship winner. He's got 2 top 10 finishes in the past 4 U.S. Opens. When it was at Erin Hills in Wisconsin, he was second, but that was, 2017. But this is another link style course, kind of similar to Erin Hills. So I'm going to lean Pretender on Hideki. He always seems to get up for these major championships.
He does.
And he will be lurking. And would I be shocked if he won it? Absolutely not. This is a guy that's a horse for the course.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say he is a contender. Now, not as strong of a contender as others, but he is still a contender.
He is plus 1,100 to be top 5, plus 510 to be top 10. So, kind of longer odds on one of my guys on tour, Hideki Matsuyama. All right, let's go into some of the bigger names now. Let's go Victor Hovland. Kind of had an up and down year. He is plus 5,500, 55-1 to win the tournament. Victor Hovland,
ultra talented, but he's slipping in the world golf rankings. I think he's down to the mid 30s now. He's got just 1 top 10 in his first 11 starts this season.
Okay.
I mean, he always hits the fairway, but he's struggling with his irons and his proximity. These greens too fast. Pretender.
All right, we're going to go rapid fire because we're running out of time in the show. This is a guy you like a lot, Chris Gotterup. Plus 4,300, 43-1, plus 720 for a top 10, plus 350. Or plus 720 for a top 5, plus 350 for a top 10.
Hey,
Chris Gotterup, contender, pretender.
A Jersey guy winning his first major on Long Island. I mean, they could make a movie or a song out of this. I mean, he has cooled off since last summer.
Yeah.
And he won 2 of his 3 starts this season. But he has all the tools to win his first major. I am going to say he is in that top 20 contender group.
All right, let's go to one of Tara's favorites, Bryson DeChambeau.
Pretender.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's been so bad lately.
He did change his driver. Reports are that's going well. So he does have a new big stick in the bag. So I'm really interested to see how that plays out.
Is it a 3D printed one?
I couldn't tell you the specs. Everything has to go right. Everything has to go right. The driver, the irons, the short game, and I just don't think I can bank on that. I have to lean Pretender as much as I love Bryson DeChambeau.
All right, this guy's been a tease at the majors for years. Mr. Tommy Fleetwood, 23-1. His odds are always not too high, I feel like, but he just never brings it home a major. Let's see. Do you think he's a pretender or contender this week?
I mean, he's the reigning FedEx Cup champion.
Yeah.
He's picking up steam lately. He's got top 5 finishes in the Truist and in the Memorial. He did miss the cut at the PGA Championship, though, in between. And, 7 under 63 at Shinnecock Hills on Sunday in the 2018 tournament nearly chased down Brooks Koepka. So this is a course that he knows pretty well. So I am going to say Pretender, no! Switched it to contender. Tommy, lad, Fleetwood will be in the top 10 and be competing on Sunday.
All right, now we're going to do a special end of the segment as we've got a couple, 2 minutes here. I'm going to rattle off 4 names, and you tell me who has the highest likelihood to win the tournament.
Of 4 names.
4 names.
Okay.
These are a lot of the big guns here.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
You want me to rank them 1 through 4?
Yeah, I'll rank them 1 through 4 for me. That'd be even better. All right, let's start with Cam Young, John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, and Scotty Scheffler.
What about Xander Schauffele?
I said 4 names.
Okay. All right. So you're leaving Rory off and you're leaving Xander off the big guns list.
No, Cam Young, John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, and Scotty Scheffler.
Okay.
Those are your 4.
All right.
Top odds guys in the entire book.
Rory isn't competing as much as he has in the past, not playing his full schedule, but it doesn't seem to be hurting him. He seems more rested, more focused.
Yeah.
He's sneaky. So he's 1 or 2 with Scotty. I mean, Scotty's got some pressure. He's going for the career Grand Slam. I'm going to call me crazy, but I'm going to go Scotty 1 still. I know Rory may be playing a little bit better, but there's something about Scotty, career Grand Slam, that's intriguing to me. I'm going to go Scotty 1, Rory 2. I'm actually going to go Cam Young 3. He was Captain America during last year's Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black, New York native in front of the home crowd. He has 2 wins and 6 top 10s this year. I'm going to go him 3. John Rahm will be number 4, and I love John.
All right.
He's won twice in the Live. He won the 2021 U.S. Open, so he's won this tournament before. But that group, I think I put him 4.
All right, the odds go Scheffler, Rory, Rahm, Young. So your only change
Dude,
is
I love
3
Cam
and
Young
4.
at 20 to 25 to 1 wherever you shop. You can get him over 20 to 1.
I'm seeing
love that. Odd.
You do like that. Okay.
You know, Scotty's 5 to 1, 5.5 to 1.
Yeah.
Rory, Xander, all those other guys, John Rahm, Xander Schauffele, Matt Fitzpatrick, those guys are like that 10 to 14 to 1 range for the most part.
Yeah.
So there's a fall off between Scotty and Rory. I think Rory's maybe 10 to 1 ish.
Rory's plus 930. So yeah, right about 10 to 1.
Yep. Good stuff. I'm pumped. We'll have a little more on this tomorrow. We'll see if we can get ZB on the show. If not, maybe get our boy Bob Casper on the show, one of our golf insiders.
Yeah, I like Bob.
With Real Golf Radio. Tara ranked the show today.
Hey, I was back, so I'm going to give it a 9.6.
9.6. We wore Tara out of the long drive over the weekend. She got a little heat exhaustion. Paulie ranked the show.
9.5.
All right, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on our YouTube page. And we'll be back better than ever tomorrow. We'll see you then. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. We out of here.